Hello and welcome to our SBS Third Thursday contest. This is the Star Wars Challenge. I've got Jake Parker with me here,
Hello.
and
Got some cool stuff. Cool artwork for
yeah, we
this
did.
one, I thought.
We got some really nice artwork. So let's take a look at that real quick. And
All right.
so we basically picked one that we're gonna do a draw over, but we just wanted to kind of click through these and let everybody see the entries that came in. There were a lot of really good ones, and there were I think it was kind of hard to make the decision this time because there were so many that really were close to winning, but at the end you kind of have to kind of go with your gut. Would you say?
Yeah, I think so. Lots of
So
cool concepts, though.
yeah, some really
It's
fun
fun.
stuff, and really like a lot of the things that are happening in a lot of these.
That one was neat.
Yeah, love the skulls and stuff.
Han Solo with a lightsaber. Got some Cloud City cars there.
Yeah,
This
and
one was cool that they went traditional with it. That's neat.
yeah, yep. Some real
Floating rocks.
yeah. So okay, so those are the entries. Let's get to the critique, and I'm gonna just basically switch over here to your screen, Jake,
All right.
and see. We're gonna have you do the draw over, and I'll make little comments from time to time.
Yeah, so this one is the one we thought we liked the best, and so wins the draw over. Even though we wish we could draw over all of them.
Now, for some reason, I can't see your screen yet.
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah, do you need to accept anything over there on that
Oh,
end?
I thought I did, but here we go. Is that working?
Yep, there we go.
Great. So yeah, so this is the one we both settled on as far as being the winner. We both talked about it a little bit and felt like there's some things that could be pushed a little bit further. So my thoughts are going to be a little more design-wise. And I think one of the main problems I have with this is that we only have part of a starship right here.
And
And,
what does that do for the viewer?
well, it's taking my eye, like, off. There's just this vacuum that keeps drawing my eye off
Hmm.
the,
And
the
it
screen.
it kind of creates questions,
Yeah.
like what is that coming in? You as the
Yeah, I
artist.
assume it's some sort of uh, starship, the engine to it.
Hmm.
But it could be part of a robot or something. I don't know. So I think we just need a little more to go there. Like probably some landing gear on this side, and maybe a wing or something.
Hmm. Hmm. So it gives you more information is what you're looking for
Yeah, a
to, oh,
little more
that's really
information.
nice. Yeah, I really like that.
You
Um,
could even have like little pipes coming out,
mhm.
something like that.
More information so that you don't think about what's over there. You kind of
Yeah.
know more what's over there. Hmm.
So something like that would just make it feel like,
You know, that wing really does a lot more than just show you what's over on the right. It really fills that space. It overlaps the Death Star
hmm
in the background.
and you can like obscure your character in shadow a little bit because he's under it.
Right.
Cool. All right, so yeah, what I think you do is you can then obscure your character here
Hmm.
in shadow a little bit, and I think that adds a little mystery, a little more to the character. Now, I think the character itself could use something in its silhouette that just makes it a little more fantastic. Like maybe one shoulder pad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Maybe there's like some kind of, it's just something to make it feel a little more special.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think
Leave that.
something else that you're doing there, and you're adding a lot more value to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think that's something that I would have done. Um, is it's objects in the foreground are definitely darker in general than objects in the background. So that whole rock that he's standing on, I would make it darker than
Right.
everything in the background, including the ship and yeah.
That's a good point because if you look at it, there's so much detail far away over here on the airplane or in the temple,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not very detailed. So I would do a bunch of detail up here with this guy, well, at least a lot more.
And he can still silhouette, but you can see
Yeah,
details within that silhouette.
yeah. And then this rocky area, I think, could have a little more like
And
interestingness to it.
definition. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's okay to let rocks in the background become ambiguous and blurry and less defined, but yeah, in the foreground you gotta really come in there and show, because what happens is when you set that up in the foreground and put those details in there, um, it explains that the rocks in the background, middle ground and background, are made of the same material, but they're just blurry of the same material.
Yeah. Maybe something like that on the wing too, just to give it a little more design. Okay, so this is foreground, and then background stuff. I feel like there could just be. This is such a vanilla kind of line to the rock formations. There's nothing exciting about it. You got some excitement here in the temple. You've got these really cool spike things coming up. I think we need maybe like one on this side, and then some smaller ones. I think would make it look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the rock formations, like have some really like evil looking rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have this.
Yeah, some variation.
Yeah.
And what putting all that character in there does, it adds tension, right? Because you're using angles, diagonals, sharp points.
Yeah, the sharpness, the diagonals, just like you're saying, adds tension, and then there's a psychological understanding of diagonals and tapered shapes, sharp things, and that
Mm-hmm.
they're usually associated in nature with predators or
With
things of a
with owies.
yeah, very harsh nature. I would have one of these be dominant and then smaller ones, not a bunch that are the same size.
And we give a lot of reason for that in our design classes and in your environmental design class. So we're going over this quickly, but there's a lot of method to the madness. A lot of in our classes we give a lot of explanation for a lot of this stuff that we're doing really quickly right now. Wow, makes a big difference in there.
Yeah.
I
And then
really
your Death Star is cool, but maybe I'm just gonna take it out of that spot and put it like right here.
Now, is that a right or wrong thing, or is that?
I don't know. It's just kind of. I feel like having it more in the middle there and being bigger.
It was almost the same size as the temple, right?
Yeah, it's just competing with it.
Yeah,
So
you're
here it
right.
accents it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good note. Definitely. One of the things I would also mention is this is the type of thing that we do in class when we get to the critique portions of our classes. If you take our live classes, we do drawovers like this regularly.
Yeah,
And
some people say that's worth the price of admission right there.
well, it's the kind of help that you really need sometimes, just to see what someone else would do with with what you're doing now. What you did there was really quick, but you would do the same sorts of things with that, with the paint or with the digital paint. Um,
Yeah.
but design wise, it's what you did is makes it a little bit more dynamic and gives reason.
Right.
I think that's a great draw over. Probably one. For me, it would be a nitpicky thing. Wouldn't be something that you would be able to do on this one, perhaps. But I would look for things like where his elbow is on the figure there, where it's almost touching the engine. I would probably either have it overlapping or try to change the size relationship so that he fits into that shape a little bit better.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. That's a nitpicky thing right there, but I think it's worth mentioning just a little bit. Yeah, that's nice too. Just kind of add a little atmosphere in there. Yeah, nice. What would you say about the just the general? Let's talk about the textures that he used in his paint for just a little bit. Can we do that?
Yeah.
So before we do, what you did there was you really
yes.
push that middle background back a little bit.
Right. That's just right here. It feels like it's all on the same level, and then pull that out, and it separates the two, and it gives you a first read and a second read. I think is what you
and
want.
that strong overlapping really creates that illusion of depth.
Right.
What I was looking at is it looks like there's some variation in the way that it's rendered in the clouds. Can you take your layers off there?
Yeah.
So for me, there seems to be some style inconsistencies with the way that the paint's applied. It actually has a lot of texture in some places. In other places, it gets really, really smooth. And then in other places, like the clouds, it feels kind of blotchy. What do you think about that?
Well, it looks like you used photo for the clouds up here, maybe,
Uh-huh.
and then just add some texture to it. I don't know. Maybe not. If not, this stuff's painted really nice.
Uh-huh.
I feel like yeah, you're right. This is a lot less. I guess this stuff over here just doesn't feel quite as rendered as this over here.
Right, and that's further away. The sky. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Is that those clouds in the sky should be further away than that rock, but the rock feels in the middle ground feels more loose. So I guess that's kind of what you were already talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
The texture feels a little bit different too, and I think the goal should be to keep the same render feel, the same texture throughout the painting, which just takes a lot of time. But I think if you're changing your method throughout the painting, it's going to look like that. It's going to appear that you're using different techniques, and that's going to. If you look at the four design principles, space division, unity, emphasis, and what's the fourth one? I'm drawing a blank now.
Balance.
Balance. Thank you. That affects your unity. It becomes disjointed a little bit more. So, but good job, Jake. Thanks for doing that.
Thanks. It was a good piece,
Thanks
to start with.
Thanks to everyone for sending their work in, and we really appreciate it. It's really fun to look at, and thank you, Cornelius, for spending the time. It's a really nice piece.
Yeah, cool.
So, okay, great. Thanks for checking out our third Thursday. We're going to do another one every month, so check back with us, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.